Hey everybody, welcome back to my Jake campaign playthrough. This is the start of Jake Chapter 4.
Yes. We're all right.
Opening cutscene.
Understood. I'll make sure. We'll be there soon.
As you know, we just escaped capture
Rendezvous coordinates. It's close.
and are on our way to meet Sherry's superiors. But not without being chased down. They can't let us go that easy. Anyways, the beginning section of this chapter is, of course, on the bike there. Very simple to control, accelerate, brake. He'll show you here in a second. But very easy to die as well. Yeah, see, all you can do is brake and accelerate.
It's trying to fall us down!
Yeah, thanks! I have ears! God only knows how we're gonna get out of this!
The only danger that you really have from this helicopter is this portion right here, where you should draw him off to one side and let his Gatling gun pass you. Quickly move to the other side to avoid it. These missiles aren't really a danger. I mean, he's going to hit things way in front of you. As you can see, your bike has a health bar here. This is crazy. I have no idea how they survived this. That has to be a 20-30 story fall.
Oh my god! Jake!
This city's going to hell in a handbasket.
There is no way you survive that. That is just insane. Now right here, even if you're playing as Jake, you take control of Sherry. Quickly aim for the gas tank there and shoot it. You'll get through that section just fine. It's important to note that you did play as Sherry right there for that split second in time.
This is really starting to hurt!
And that will, keep that in the back of your mind because that will come into play later. Mainly when I gripe about it, but you'll see. And now we have a more direct threat to us, Javo on motorcycles. And this is where Sherry actually gets some gameplay in. She can shoot behind you and take out the Java that are following you. Jake, on the other hand, has to make sure to avoid the Molotovs as best as he can. But more importantly, you want to avoid all the cars in the road. If you hit one, and I'm going to hit one here in this video, this is post-commentary. If you hit one, you will die, automatic game over. And the exit here is on the right. And here the helicopter will be shooting at you. You can go full speed right here and he won't hit you, so don't worry too much about it. But that missile will make this short cutscene appear.
God damn it!
And we're separated. And here, get ready for an on-screen button prompt, right there.
I'm coming!
And speed off to Sherry's rescue. Interesting note, Sherry players will be jamming on a button to make sure they don't fall. The ramp is off to the right there, which is important. And once you hit the ramp, you'll see this cutscene. Good catch.
You okay?
And there's my death. Right. Thankfully we just had the checkpoint. Oh well. They survive a 30, 40, 50 story building fall, but can't manage to hit a car and survive. That's great. Oh well. Once you get away from the helicopter and rescue Sherry, you'll have this cutscene play. Be ready to hit the X and square button. As you can see, you'll slide underneath the chopper. Now here's the first Serpent Emblem of the chapter. You see there to the left on that sign, it's resting on the sign. But as Jake, you can't do anything to get that Serpent Emblem. That is a Sherry only Serpent Emblem. That cutscene there, that pause where Sherry was aiming, that was all computer controlled. And there's a second death. That's wonderful. Anyways, that was all computer controlled. They let you control Sherry for the first portion of the chapter, but not this portion. That's crazy. Oh well, enough complaining. I just thought that that was really odd. So basically you have to play as Sherry in chapter 4 here to get that first Serpent Emblem. Lesson learned. Here you have to hit the dual buttons again to avoid the helicopter fire. And now we're on the freeway. Much wider area here. The main concern in this part of the chase is all the vehicles. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. But remember, it's better to be a little slower and safe rather than, you know, go as fast as you can and ram one of these things. Because as I've showed you twice now, it's instant death if you hit one of these things. Not that I meant to show you. After driving for a while, Java will show up. As you can see, the cars basically disappear. There's a lot of Java enemies now. For some reason, Sherry just isn't firing at them that much. There's probably 4 or 5 or 6 of them behind you. Even me going at max speed right here, they still catch up to me and start kicking me. I wouldn't worry about it too much because you'll get this cutscene fairly quickly. As you saw, that was a semi-truck with no driver. It of course is going to start dumping cars at you, but you're a long ways away from it. It should be very easy for you to dodge these things. But once it's dumped 4 cars, use the ramp. And high octane action. Hey, that's what all the fans want, right? After that, you'll get this cutscene. It didn't look like a very big jump, but the bike gets destroyed, so the chase sequence is over.
You alright?
I'm fine.
Come on.
I'm still baffled that we survived that 50-story drop there.
Scouts are here too.
Jake?
As you can see, we're surrounded here. This section is interesting. Your primary goal here is to survive, eliminate all enemies. To do it, you will have Chris and Pierre's help. If you're playing online, you could have up to 4 people playing at this point in time. They're up above you. They have a good view down into this area, depending on where they're standing. They have a much better view on the helicopter than you do. The helicopter will pretty much rain fire down on you, so be sure to keep moving, especially when you know it's on you. Killing enemies as you feel comfortable. Ah, there's an interesting mutation. We saw that in chapter 4, but we didn't get a real good look at it. No, this is chapter 4. We saw that in chapter 3, but we didn't get a real good look at it. That mutation you saw was basically a Javo growing grasshopper legs. I shit you not, I can't make this stuff up. They grow grasshopper legs, they gain incredible jumping abilities, and basically they can jump from down here up to Chris's area pretty easily. They retain their torso like the spider Javo did, so they can still shoot at you with their grasshopper legs, or if they have a knife they'll try to get close to you and kill you that way. Not too hard. It's easy to hit their torso with the grasshopper legs. Ah, there's one. They also like to jump up to the helicopter, like that one just did. They will jump to the helicopter and hang from it. It's much easier for Chris and Piers to attack them when they do that. See, he just jumped up to the helicopter and he's hanging off of it, firing down at you. That's not really a big deal until a little ways into the fight, where the enemies will stop spawning, and then you'll get red markers for each alive enemy, and you'll have to kill them all to make the game continue. It's extremely annoying when some of the enemies you have to kill are hanging off the helicopter like that.
Dropping like flies.
Ah, here we go.
Up in no time.
Yeah, when you hear him make that dropping like flies comment, you're nearly done. As you can see, there's several red marks around the area. You got to kill all these guys to make the section continue. It's quite the mutation. That's so ridiculous. That's probably one of my favorite ones to see, though, just because of how ridiculous it is. Grasshopper Java. As you can see, the remaining enemies are higher up than we are. Really hard to get a bead on the helicopter enemies. It will hover in place from time to time, but especially if you're playing single player, it will be targeting you. Makes it all that much harder to hit any enemies hanging off the helicopter. I got lucky there. That shot did it. When you kill all enemies, the helicopter will fire a missile and open the way for you. As you can see, there's a bar for Jake to swing off of.
I thought we'd be here all night. This way!
There is 3 breakable crates in this area that you should gather up before you move on, though. There's 1. And of course, there's probably items laying around from any enemies you killed. And there's the other 2 crates right there. Okay, once you gather up all the items, go ahead and continue on. Of course, Sherry can't join you here, but you'll kick down a ladder for her. And there's the ladder for Sherry. Okay, well, the next section is pretty long, so I'm going to cut this video a little earlier than I cut most of my videos. We're going to fight the helicopter again coming up. It's going to be a big battle, very entertaining. So I hope you guys will join me for that. Once you get out here and drop down to this area, you will start that second part of the helicopter fight. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for hanging out with me. Later.